Are live. What's happening? We need to talk about something we already voted on, so that's what we're here for. In the next live encounter, you guys come in, hit that like button. Steven Bear. Counterpunch to you, brother. And we have to talk about the future of the heavyweight division. We know what happened. We know what's been done. We know it's been talked about. We know people talking. They're trying to debate. Some trying to debate, some trying to hate. But like the infamous boxing ego says, when they hate, donate. John Kavanagh, big up from Ireland, Kurt. Been watching you for about 2 years now. John, appreciate you, man. Shout out to Ireland in the house. What part of Ireland? Let's hit that like button. Let's hit that like button. Because, we have a major plug unplugged. And what I realized moments ago, people are going to say what they need to. People are that affected. They're that affected by Wilder losing. And it's sad, it's really sad. I was talking to my uncle, my uncle's crazy as shit. And he was telling me, like, people will ride for whatever they feel they need to ride for. That's how he put it. And that's true. I mean, nothing's never going to be enough. And it made me think about what Floyd Mayweather said mostly. When Floyd was like, everybody gonna find an excuse. It's all these excuses. Everybody, every time I beat somebody, they're gonna say he's too small. They're gonna say he wasn't ready. They're gonna say he's out of his prime. They're gonna say this, they're gonna say that. I can't win anyway. That's true. Sometimes when you win, people want you to lose to the point where it's bad. It's sad, though. Is it Donegal or Donegal? It's in the north of Ireland, but it's part of the Republic. Okay. Steven, hit that 100%. Hit it. Let's hit that like button. You guys see Chris Eubank Jr., shout out to him. He broke a guy's ribs today. So I watched a little bit of that. I was watching the Christian Hammer versus Huey Fury. Fury's biggest threat is Usyk, in my opinion. I mean, it should be. But I think let's do it in order. Like, it should be Whyte, then Usyk. All right? Because Usyk's he's not a type of guy that he's not going to go against what he's already made commitments for. He just has that type of integrity. That's what I like about the guy. That's why AJ knew, well, at least I have an opponent. At least I have a dancing partner. Because if I didn't, you don't know what will happen. You know what I mean? But here's the thing, though. Usyk could decide, well, hey, let's make a deal with Tyson Fury. Only he could do that. But at this point, the problem is he signed the contract. This ain't like Sean Porter and Terrence Crawford. Sean Porter could have walked away and said, you know what? See you later. See you later. I'm out. You know what I mean? He could have pulled the Shark Tank. King Louis, Tess Tickle says Whyte is the best in the division. Okay? But I want to see them all face off against each other. You're not going to get that, unfortunate. Lennox was best. You're not going to get that. You're not going to get that. Because, for one, everybody doesn't want to fight everybody. That's not going to happen. See, we should have had fights. And you know what? The promotional companies, that's all a front. That's all 100% BS. Because you have guys like, why didn't we see Errol Spence fight Keith Thurman? Thurman didn't want it. Why didn't Adam Kalnaki fight guys like Dominic Brazil? Mr. Hayward. No, it's not going to happen. I know. But, the answer to all that question, like I want everybody, like Lennox was best says, he wants everybody to fight one another. Well, that shit ain't going to happen. It's not going to happen, unfortunately. And I don't want to be a pessimistic person. I'm just telling people the facts. I want people to understand like that won't happen. It's too many people are waiting around for certain fighters. They ain't trying to fight everybody. This ain't the UFC, unfortunately. Like Adam Kalnaki and Dominic Breazeale could have produced some hellified fights just because of their styles. Because you have Dominic Breazeale, a guy that won't quit. He's a heavy puncher, but he's slow. Adam Kalnaki's quicker, but he's not a heavy puncher, but he's a volume guy. You know what I mean? You could say, oh, well, it'll just been like Otto Vailin versus himself, Dominic Breazeale. You don't know that. Because Adam Kalnaki is a guy that has very little defense. So is Dominic Breazeale. That could have been one of the fights of the year last year, if it would have happened. But what happened to Adam Kalnaki? He fought the lesser threat. So he thought of the heavyweight division. He turned down the AJ fight. Because AJ needed an opponent a couple years ago. But Nadi, what's up, brother? Counter punch to you. Sean Hodge, hi. What you up to? Man, just chilling. Just chilling like a villain. Do you ever think we will ever see Joshua Wilder? Yeah. There probably won't be a belt attached to it, but we'll see it now because they're both lost. It just shows you what happens when motherfuckers start getting beat up. People start losing, and then things that was so hard to get made, now they're so easy. Now, you look at Shelly Finkel now. Didn't he turn his tune? We'll still fight AJ. That's still a big draw. See, now he's saying that because he knows he has nothing to lose. Before, he had everything to lose. And what they wanted to do, they wanted to bargain Wilder out. They wanted to get greedy with Wilder. Look, they knew when John Skipper sat them down and offered him for 3 to 4 fights over $100 million, they already knew we're going to ride this out, Deontay. It's not over. But so what did they do to ensure that would stay the same? What they did was they were like, fine, we'll fight Dominic Breazeale, which is easy. We'll pick Luis Ortiz, we already beat. And we're going to go after Tyson Fury that can't punch anyway. That was what they were going to do. It was all a setup to get that increase. So instead of $100 million, they wanted an even split because they knew damn well that Anthony Joshua was going to make more than $100 million in 3 fights. And it was true. He made that without even fighting Deontay Wilder. Think about it. He made $35 million to get his ass whooped in Madison Square Garden against Andy Ruiz. He made $85 million for the rematch for being a challenger. They upped the amount. You guys know in the UK, they went from 20 pounds to 25 pounds, right? And everybody lost their fucking minds. Like, oh, fucking hell. I'm like, well, what's the problem? 5 pounds, man. I'm like, yo, it's, we pay $75 to $100. Chill. This shit was crazy. Let's hit that like button. We almost got 100 people in here, only 12 likes. But so they wanted a smoother schedule, They say, hey, we can get Ortiz. Just catch him. He's that much older. So they knew what they were doing, but it was all in a plan to fight Joshua at the end. Now Joshua got beat, then he got beat, then he got beat again, then Joshua gets beat again. So then they're like, yo, we need to do something fast while the getting's good, because there ain't no guarantee that Joshua will win a rematch. Then we have to deal with Usyk if that's the case. But Tyson Fury will have the first dibs on Usyk. Then who are we left to really fight? Joshua. You know what I mean? But see, if Joshua wins, okay, well, Joshua will be back in the winner's circle. He will be back with the belts. Now he'll be a 3-time unified champion. So then it'll make that fight harder. But I'm going to guarantee you, if Joshua loses this rematch, Shelly Finkel is going to try his best to get with Eddie Hearn. All the complications that he had with Eddie Hearn will magically disappear. It will dissipate. Eddie, let's sit down for a cup of coffee. I'll meet you in London. Sure, Shelly. Because, Eddie don't give a shit. Because the Eddie at this point is like, well, damn, Joshua's lost again. We need to make more money. I've signed a fucking lifelong contract with AJ. So I need to get him and his career to the next step. Where do we go from this loss? That's the best next thing. Wilder just had a hell of a fight with Fury. So he lost, got knocked out. AJ got defeated by Usyk. Okay, well, look, we have to find something to do. It's crazy. All that bravado, all that ego just drops down on both sides now. Ain't just Shelly, Eddie too. But those guys will make a fight like that. They'll probably both get $10 million. They'll probably both get $10 million. If the fans put pressure on them, then they fight. Well, they don't have to put pressure on them. They have nowhere to go. I mean, who is AJ going to fight besides Wilder? He ain't going to fight nobody less because that's not AJ's style. AJ is not going to be that guy that if he can't beat Usyk, and then he's going to fight the next guy. He's going to want to fight the next guy. Next best guy is who? Wilder. That was in 2021's Fight of the Year. So far, that's what it is with Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury's on top. Usyk is either right behind him. They're going to fight more than likely, right? Or he fights Dillian Whyte. So, it's going to be interesting. Because, when Dillian fights Fury, all right, well, hell, Dillian has to beat Whyte. So that's the next kicker in the heavyweight division. So it's kind of like a open style tournament because there's not too many options because nobody wants to go backwards. Everybody wants to go forwards. There should be one title, then get to see the best fight the best. No, none of these BS of our fighters have to fight. This fighter is frustrating. Wilder destroys Whyte, and I am British. Well, here's the thing. Wilder has the biggest safety net that I ever fucking seen on a fighter. I mean, the biggest cushion. This motherfucker got a cushion made out of memory foam. Under memory foam. Like he has a triple-decker memory foam cushion for any time he takes a defeat. And the shit is mad. It's crazy. I never seen any shit like that. Like you got guys will inbox me like now arguing that, man, that count was long, man. That's some bullshit. He really didn't win. Somebody had to save him. I'm like, well, what happened when they saved Wilder from Ortiz? Nobody wants to talk about that shit. And it's just like people are really getting aggressive. People are really getting sensitive. People are really getting like they're up here. Just a casual. And that would be some shit. Guess what? Otto Wallin beats Dillian Whyte. Tyson Fury beats Deontay Wilder. Usyk beats Joshua. That's fucking crazy. But that could possibly be a reality. But here's the deal. If Otto Wallin beats Dillian Whyte, he is entitled, or he should be entitled, to get the same fucking thing that Dillian Whyte has. It's only right. But what happens is if Otto Wallin beats Dillian Whyte, then he more than likely won't fight for the mandatory. The mandatory will magically just dissipate from the WBC. Fury versus Usyk. Wilder will take a conference fight next, not AJ. Maybe he'll go back for King Kong again. Mr. J, a conference call won't be with Luis Ortiz. That ain't going to happen. Call the white boy out like you call out Wilder. What you mean? Confidence. Joshua is going to have to switch. Usyk is too technical. He's going to have to pull a Wilder and pray for a hard punch knockout. Well, see, that's the good thing about Wilder. Wilder is going to throw what he can. He's going to hit you. Any punch he hits you with, he's dangerous because he's giving his all. Understand something, people. When you throwing each punch with every intention to knock a motherfucker out, but you're not hitting the target, that takes a lot of energy. It takes a lot of energy. Let's hit that like button. Everybody in the chat, take a time, hit that like button for me. Did you see the Son of God gutted when Tyson won? Lennox was going crazy and Ward just sat there. Well, Plymouth Rock, I don't like to think that Andre Ward had I don't want to think, but it's not out of the question. Because you have to understand, like, we don't have any more American heavyweights. Trevor Bryant he doesn't have a real belt. He has a belt, but he doesn't have a belt that means anything. Them fucking belts in the Ukraine and one in the UK. We don't have one no more. See, that extended contract was the only hope we had for Wilder to get that belt back over here. That was the only thing we had. That's what we had going for us, to get that fucking belt back. You know what I mean? And Ward is like, and people get tedious. People get sticklerish. They turn into sticklers. But see, I don't really understand what it is with Andre. Maybe I don't know, because Wilder don't like Andre Ward, so I don't really get that. I just think Andre Ward liked the idea of the belt being here. And see, Andre Ward is ESPN. Now you think about it. This is the second time that ESPN has that he said something about an ESPN fighter. Remember, he blasted Oscar Valdez about that too. Mm-hmm. How does Wilder come back from this? I mean, he keeps fighting. He keeps fighting. That's what he does. He keeps fighting, because if he doesn't, he's going to wind up, he's going to keep fighting. And I think those knockdowns gave him encouragement, because it wasn't a complete, total beatdown. He traded his licks. He got his licks in, and he made them count. He scored 2 knockdowns in that fight. Tyson Fury scored 3. You know, how Wilder looks at it like, well, fuck it. You know, I knocked him down a couple times. He knocked me down a few times. You know, I wanted to get counted out. I could have got up. You know what I mean? Like, Wilder has to think that way. He has to think that way. But I think him and Malik Scott, he's comfortable with this loss. I think he's more comfortable with this loss because it was able to see its way through. See, he could have very much got beat to death in the second fight. I mean, so it ain't because he's smart. It ain't because he knows what's best for him and his family. What's best for him to take his ass home after that fight, to get the fuck out of that ring safely, healthy-wise. You know what I mean? But he ain't got that type of sense. So he's just glad, hey, I gave it all I had. Now, we will only know in the future if that will affect him in the long run. We have a lot of boxers that took too much punishment at one time. Too much punishment. And then you look around, they're like, you know, the sound, you know, look at James Toney. That shit's sad, bro. Evander Holyfield, he shouldn't even fucking came back for exhibition or otherwise. He should have stayed in the gym. He should have went out there. He should have went over there and hung out with Vlad. Vlad old gym rat too. Them motherfuckers just hang in the gym and shit. We're gonna spar. We're gonna spar for a little bit. Yeah, we'll spar. We'll spar, Evander. We'll spar together. We'll spar 12 rounds today. 12 times 5 is 60, so we'll spar 60 rounds in the week. Gym rats. Evander Holyfield is a gym rat. Vladimir Klitschko is a freaking gym rat. He should have done that. Not get in there and let some fucking guy, 15 years his senior, go in there and fucking beat the piss out of him. Now, credit, he didn't supposed to do that. That wasn't tasteful. That wasn't cool. Veto, right? Veto, that was wrong. He was wrong for that. Let's hit that like button. Let's hit the like button. We have 250 people in here. Whyte beats Wilder. Whyte is harder puncher than Fury. Whyte is a hard puncher. He's a hard puncher. He's a very him and Wilder, they punch with bad intentions. Wilder just knows how to use one punch better than the others. He's harder at one punch. He was our one-arm champion, our limited, determined, gritty champion. That's what he was. You acting like Wilder got more protection in the press than Fury. You acting like Wilder got more protection in the press than Fury. How do you figure that, Kurt? Acting like Wilder got less honor than Fury every day on this channel. Are you serious? What you talking about, Todd Lee? I don't understand what you mean. Like, what are you talking about? Do you give Plant a shot in beating Canelo? Yeah, because Canelo's pissed off. And I'm not sure that he will fight better fighting a guy that does box. See, Gennady Golovkin, he was mad at Golovkin, but Golovkin wasn't going to run from him. Golovkin ain't going to run from him. He didn't run from him. Golovkin comes up and he wants to pepper you with that jab. Golovkin, man, has one of the best jabs in the business, or he did. Because when he establishes it, he's hard to beat. And it's a hard, stiff jab. Wilder's KO. Wilder KO's Whyte. As Whyte doesn't have to beat him, doesn't have Fury chin durability. He doesn't have Usyk head movement, and he doesn't have enough power to permanently put Wilder down. I don't know Montreal Pitts. I don't know about that. Because, see, that left hook catches Wilder, he will go. You know what I mean? It won't. And see, Whyte will exploit. It'll be a good fight, though, because Wilder likes to throw reckless, choppy punches when he's hurt, as you see in the Tyson Fury fight. His punch placement fucking stinks. You know what I mean? You can talk about, oh, why was he this and that? It's just so much shit for Wilder. Like I'm talking about Wilder and the people that support him. And I don't mean the people that support him like paying his fights. I mean the people that try to make excuses for him. That's what I meant. Damn, Europe runs the heavyweight division. Well, shit, they're all champs, so you can't argue with that. It shouldn't be about nationality. It should be about best fighting the best. Yeah, well, it is what it is. Nationality is not bad. It's just when you bring race up. Yeah, Wilder lost fair and square. But he ain't never got popped for steroids and ducked title defenses or paid lawyers to get out of trilogy. You are absolutely right, Todd. Okay. Ain't no argument there at all. But see, the thing is, Todd, let me ask you a question. Was it worth all that fucking character assassination just because one person lost? I mean, you think about it. If Fury would have got knocked out in the 6th round of the second fight, none of this shit, we wouldn't be talking about none of this shit. You wouldn't have heard of Martin Carefoot. You wouldn't have heard of Nandrolone. You wouldn't have heard of Wild Boar Meat. You wouldn't have heard of fucking Mark Breland. Mark Breland would still be with Wild if that was the case, bro. Let's be real. Like, come on, man. That's what I'm talking about. It was so much shit that had to be brought up because one man got that ass beat. That shit's bad. Now, is it right about Tyson Fury? Yeah. But how is that legitimate? Where's the connection from him beating the fuck out of Wilder versus what he did 6 fucking years ago? What, I mean, where's the connection? Where do you tie that in? Well, you know he's a cheat. Once a cheat's always a cheat. Okay, well, you're just bringing up old shit for what reason, though? Character assassination. You want to make it seem like the dude's so terrible. It was Wilder's decision to fight the motherfucker. He couldn't get enough of Tyson Fury. It was almost like Tyson Fury had the best piece of pussy. He had to keep getting some of it. Let's be real. He couldn't leave the fucking dude alone. He turned down all that money with Anthony Joshua to fight Tyson Fury yet again. And then he got petty once he found out Tyson was trying to get the fuck up out of it. These are facts. This ain't no bullshit. This ain't my opinion. This is stuff that's already been proven. I'm just laying it out there for everybody. Yeah, it was a great fight, but we have to understand all the shit that was brought up. Everything that was brought up about whatever and about Tyson Fury. Let's open the case of Tyson Fury. The evidence shows. Dude, the evidence showed that he wasn't a fucking squeaky clean fighter. If when Canelo beat the fuck out of Billy Joe, did all this fucking shit about clenbuterol come up? No, it didn't at all. None of that shit was brought up. Now, Billy Joe brought that shit up before he got his fucking eye socket crushed. You know what I mean? He did. Sure. If you go on AJ Snapchat, you see AJ with Joshua. Like, you see AJ with Joshua, boss. Okay. Training in America. Maybe AJ looking for a new trainer. He should be. He should be looking for a new trainer because at this point, Rob McCracken, he was a mentor. He was there, loyalty, all that shit. But at the end, he deceived AJ. He didn't tell AJ at no point, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, you need a knockout to win. He never told him, oh, beautiful, beautiful, brilliant. That's all we heard. So AJ tripping. Yeah, he went out like a soldier. Yeah, he went out like a soldier. You know what I mean? I'm talking the protection. See, the protection is not Wilder, but Wilder has protection. That's what I'm saying. You got all these people. It's just fucking annoying. You got all these people. You got people inboxing. You know, I'm the boxing guy. So people inbox me with fucking crazy shit, like dumb shit. You know what I mean? It was, yo, you know, man, Wilder gonna knock this dude out. He got hooks. And I'm like, good. I'm glad you think that way. That's good for you. Then when he lost, then, oh man, you know the count gate, that shit's real. They counted extra slow for Tyson Fury, and they didn't do that for Wilder. I'm like, that's bullshit, because I timed them both. And I did it fairly. I didn't bullshit. I don't give a fuck what happened, but I know what I saw. It is what it is. Jim Brown, amateur, I pull for the USA. Pro, it doesn't matter. I want to see the best. James Toney is the man. Truth Speaker with the super chat. Fury Wilder 3 was a classic that Fury didn't want. Now that's true. He didn't want it at first. But then again, did he though? Now that comes up though. That comes up. You know, I think Fury thought the same way Deontay Wilder thought about him. He thought, you know what? It's better. The devil that you know is better than the devil you don't. So when they were negotiating, and then fucking Eddie Hearn was saying every fucking week, we got the fight will be announced, the fight will be announced, the fight will be announced. Okay, well, when it was finally done, that little boy cried wolf shit was actually real. Then all of a sudden, oh, you lost the arbitration. We're going to fight Wilder. Bob Arum knew what the fuck was going on. He knew there was a good chance that he would lose. He probably already knew the news. Bars. So, I mean, but I mean, Bob ain't going to admit that. But he will go as far as telling us, well, if Eddie would have hurried up, we would have had obligations already in place. So then the arbitrator might have ruled in our favor. That's what he said. Blaine Walker. Wilder doesn't understand that boxing is a regulated sport that's overlooked by the commission, the ref, the ring doctor, and the corner man. The firing of Mark Breland was a disgrace. It's boxing, not the Roman Coliseum. Blaine Walker, thank you for the super chat. And you're absolutely right. But see, Blaine, here's the counter to that, right? Here's the counter to that. I see that, and they know now. They know now at this point that all the stuff that they created for the reason or the possibilities of accusations of things that could possibly done Tyson Fury could have possibly done just because it wasn't thoroughly or fully looked after, because like people didn't really notice it because it wasn't amplified. Everything that they did, every fucking absolute thing that they brought up was all to the forefront. All of it. All of this shit was to the point where, hey, spiked water, check. Gloves, check. Trainer, check. Holding, excessive holding, check. Like these were checks. People, and it was almost like, okay, motherfucker, you think I did that? Check. You know what I mean? What else do you have? Right? What else do you have? Costume, check. See, there was no rock unturned. That's why now to bring up bullshit. The ref, check. Exactly. You know what I mean? What's next? The commission. Okay, well, hey, you still had JD's there, which was fucking dumb. But I bet you they won't check it. I bet you they won't do that. And if they blame gloves, and they couldn't do that because Tay Jones was there, check, because he checked the gloves. Lady Shan, done dim season. How you doing, baby? Hope you're feeling better. I was watching it, actually. I was watching Christian Hammer take on old Fury of Huey. Now, AJ doesn't have the chin heart to be a monster. I don't know, Michael J. I think you got to make him mad. You have to piss Joshua off. That's the thing about Joshua. You have to piss him off. But see, if you don't, somebody can disarm him quick. Just come in and smile in his face like Andy Ruiz. And he got that David Tua shit about him. I noticed that. David Tua was probably the hardest punching motherfucker that we had between the 90s and the early 2000s. Well, he didn't have that Mike Tyson killer instinct beef. He didn't have that beef. The gloves were messed up in the second fight. If not, why did they not bend in the third like they did the second? Yeah, they did. They fucking did. That's what Tay Jones was pissed off about. He said those gloves were bullshit because of that reason. Because how soft the gloves were. That's how they were made. T. Larney X. That's exactly what he did. And they cut one open. They took a random fucking glove and they cut it open. I think they had 6 pairs or maybe 7. They had 6. Skrilla 50. What's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. 90 degrees. No, they did not. Yeah, they did. You need to go on Tay Jones' fucking channel and look at the gloves. They were the same color, the same brand, and everything. Just go on his face. They show you what they look like. They show you how flexible. It's fucking horsehair. Yeah, they were the same. That was the same fucking gloves he wore, bro. You know what I mean? I know people want to go base shit off of What you think you saw, oh man, they look suspect. Dude, nothing was wrong with them fucking gloves. If you punching a motherfucker with those gloves, the way those horsehair is distributed, you know what I mean? Now, don't get me wrong. Could you take those motherfuckers and punch the floor or the wall? Yeah, you could. They caught Kovalev doing that shit. That ain't legal. But at any time, you can see knuckles in the gloves because they're fucking puncher's gloves. Understand this, people. I want people to understand about boxing. Okay? Call in a knot. What's the problem? You know what I mean? It's like this. Look. The gloves are to protect the hands of the fighters. That's it. Why did Fury change out of the ref? Just answer that. I have no idea. I don't know, but obviously, I don't know what was. I think what was it? Who was the other ref? Victor. I forget his last name. But the thing is, man, so you think there was a problem with the referee doing his job? He said, "Where is Uncle C at? That guy's hilarious. The motherfucker's in Louisiana, probably drinking, barbecuing and shit." Yeah, man. And what it is, his son sends me video clips, and I just post them. Motherfucker, send this on. Oh, okay, all right. We're here watching your show, London. Paul Meadows kind of punched to you. Mike Ortega, that's his name. I don't know why. I couldn't tell you that. You know what I mean? Except he let the doctor in the ring. Well, see, here's the thing. St. Don, he let the doctor in the ring, but here's the thing. Why didn't the doctor come in before? Who wins, Wilder versus Whyte? I don't know. I mean, because see, if Whyte beats Wilder, you know it's going to be an excuse. It's going to be excuses behind that shit too, because I don't even think it's about white and black no more. I think it's about America versus the UK. You know what I mean? And if anybody has anything to do or to say about Wilder, I don't know what the fuck is wrong with people. I was a Mike Tyson fan, but damn, Mike Tyson didn't need this type of protection. But then again, to be fair, we didn't have this type of platform either. We didn't have YouTube or Facebook or Instagram or any of that shit. So, it's kind of hard to say, to be fair. You know what I mean? But yeah, St. Don, you're absolutely right. It's a situation where they should have done that in the corner. And that, and then whoever, the doctor, let me come in. Why would you come in to stop the clock to do that when you should have done that? Because that's when a doctor's supposed to examine the boxer, is while they're in their corner, getting water, taking instruction. I get it, but they supposed to stop all that shit. Hey, are you okay? Wilder looked drunk as he left the ring. Yeah, he did. But I mean, look, he was banged up. He got hit. That's what happens. It's called punch drunk. Punch fucking drunk. When you got hit so many times, you're not at yourself. Come on, Kurt. The only people who got chance against Fury super heavyweight ass is Joshua and Joe Joyce. Okay, I think no, Todd. I think Usyk will beat Tyson Fury. Yes, I said it. And when that shit happens, remember what I said. Then everybody gonna be like, "Ooh." Remember I said that shit about Usyk and Joshua. Everybody, no man, fuck, motherfucker, too little. You're going against AJ Kurt. I'm like, it ain't about going against nobody. I don't think he can beat that motherfucker. Especially them talking about I can box for. This ain't fucking Andy Ruiz. Who did Joshua think Usyk was? Fucking Andy? He didn't. That ain't that fucking guy. Do you believe Wilder took too much punishment? It looked bad. Alex King Killer. I don't know if Wilder took too much punishment. I don't really know because we can only tell when he comes back into the ring. Now, if Wilder gets hit and you see him doing all that drunken shit, or like AJ was in the Klitschko fight after he ran out of gas, oh, if he does that, yeah, he did, because that means his punch resistance is zero. That means he ain't worth a shit no more, and he needs to retire. Go home, make love to your wife, hang out with your kids, get another baby, start your career in Hollywood. Get out of boxing because he ain't shit. And that means he took too much damage. Yeah, that's what that means. So, Alex, I hope that answered your question. Lowen Grant, love from the UK, counterpunch to you. Fury too much for Usyk. Fury isn't a stiff robot like Joshua is. I don't know. Because, see, can you honestly tell me, Harry, Hampshire, have Tyson Fury ever been in there with somebody like Usyk? Can you tell me that? Can you honestly tell me that? I mean, without bullshit. The commission shut Tay Jones down once and for all. Fury wearing the exact same gloves against shut the whole LDBC narrative down. You don't hear about that a lot, do you? You'll hear Aki because, I mean, his fucking check depends on it. So he has to talk about gloves. The wild gloves, due to the fact his bare knuckle history that commits him cheating and knows how to properly fight in tampered gloves, proves that he is the person that was indeed cheating Deontay Wilder in the second fight. Thus far, that being said, that the evidence speaks that he cheated and cheated and he cheated and cheated and he cheated. That's pretty much what you're gonna get. The ref did not go to the timekeeper to pick up the account. And Wilder went to the same corner, both knockdowns. Only the second did the ref act crazy. No, he didn't. You better watch that shit again. He went to the neutral corner the first time. I watched that shit today, bro. Thank you for the counterpunch. Thank you for the love. But that wasn't right. The first time he went to the neutral corner. The second time he went to a blue corner because he wanted to be closer to Tyson Fury. Do you understand? That gives him an advantage. So that means when Tyson Fury gets up, he's closer to him to mollywop his ass, right? More love from the UK. Bakesy 2XL. The closest is Cunningham from this era. Has Usyk ever been in while with the likes of Tyson Fury? Say Don, counterpunch. I knew that shit was coming. No, I don't think he has, but touche. I don't think that these guys are prepared for each other. I remember Sean Porter. I seen an interview with him yesterday. I seen that he was talking about Usyk, and he was like, Usyk can beat Fury to the punch. And it made me start thinking, I'm like, okay, how was Wilder able to hit Tyson Fury with a right hand? Now, Wilder ain't no slow guy, or he wasn't. I want to put some homework on you guys. I want to send you to school. I want you guys to watch Deontay Wilder fight even the second fight with Ortiz. And I want you to see this fight where he fought and look at the difference in speed and reflexes and everything. Fury beat Wilder. AJ, Dillian, rest couldn't beat Wilder. We don't fucking know who could beat who because they ain't fought each other. See, I ain't one of them people. I'm not going to sit here and tell you, oh, man, they can't beat Wilder because Wilder put up a hell of a fight. Yeah, he put up a hell of a fight to keep Fury off his ass. But that don't mean speed is power. Well, fuck. According, not really. You know what I mean? Not for Wilder because he didn't have any speed. Kurt, have you seen Malik Scott's wife? She looks like Butterbean. Nah. She don't look like Butterbean, bro. She looks better than that. She's a full-figured, light-skinned black woman. She ain't like fucking, she ain't like Deontay's chick or whatever, but she ain't no butterbean looking chick, bro. No. You know what I mean? She looked like a freak. You know what I mean? She looks like what's the name? The Betty cartoon. Look like the Betty cartoon, but kind of hefty. You know what I mean? Blaine Walker. Wilder can't accept Fury is the better fighter till this day. No, I mean, because women look. Not all women supposed to look like fucking Barbie or Beyonce or Jessica fucking Rabbit. Nah. I mean, he. I mean, you look. You look at Malik Scott. You look at his girl. They look like they jail together. They into some kinky shit. You know what I mean? Like, but that's good. You don't want a dud and then a scud. You know what I mean? Wait until she finds out Wilder is pregnant. Oh, God. Wilder has 40 knockouts, defending the belts for 5 years, tied Ali. Fury defended the belt how many times? 1. Hey, no argument there. You guys must think I'm just like this big Fury fan. When you're right, you're right. When you're not, I'm going to tell you. That's how it's done. See, when people that give a shit, they're going to tell you when you're wrong because it's the right thing to do. It ain't because I feel that you're telling the truth or I feel that I don't like what you're saying based on how I feel. Fuck the feelings. Wow, this is the first time in history that Tyson Fury's ever defended a belt, ever. But see, here's the thing. T. Learny X, I want you to honestly ask yourself, though. Okay? Get like Andre Ward. My brother, I want you to ask, I want to ask you a question. Is that coming from a biased standpoint? No. Just answer the question. Is that coming from a biased standpoint? Is that really you stating the facts? Or are you stating that for character assassination? Are you basing that off of that? Did you mean that, my brother? With all due respect. Majestic TV, counterpunch to you, bro. Need to control your feelings. If not, they will control you. Jorge Hernandez. Así es. Claro que sí. You're right. Absolutely. And Wilder knows he's an emotional cat. And if you lead a person to believe anything, that's a bad thing. Kurt wanted Wilder to win. How does that make him a Fury fan? I wanted Wilder to win because I wanted to see redemption because I know he worked his ass off. Now, did he win? No. But he fought his ass off. So he's not getting looked upon like a shithead. Now, people looked at that shitty gesture he did. That's why he had to cover that shit up. I figured that much. He could have been saying that through it. He could have been. I wrestle with that because I gave people two options. Wilder he either did this. He either, hey, man, I did Fury wrong. With nothing wrong with them fucking gloves. I know this time. And he just beat me. He fought me good. Maybe Malik Scott talked to him. And then he made a decision to like, hey, let me be the bigger man and let me go ahead and congratulate Tyson Fury. Because he was there for me when AJ I didn't have enough play with AJ to make a fight with him or to accept a fight with him. So, you know what I mean? He was there when there was no one else really to help him. So, you know what I mean? So I think it was a give and take. I think maybe Malik Scott told him, like, brother, it was a good fight. You have nothing to be ashamed of. I'm proud of you. I love you. You my brother. He told him some shit like that. I mean, I guarantee you that. And man, look, it was a great fight. There wasn't nothing wrong with the gloves, man. We would have checked it. Believe you. We checked that. Nobody cheated you this time. We got you this time. There's no suspect. It was a great fight, Deontay. Listen to me, bro. Big D, listen to me. It was a great fight, brother. I love you, brother. Don't worry about it. We're going to keep on this path. This path is righteous. It was never supposed to be easy between you and me. You know what I mean? Yeah, so it is what it is. And I think that's what happened. If the fighter who is down is near a neutral corner, does the other fighter have to go to the next neutral corner? He has to go to the farthest neutral corner. So wherever neutral corner he's at, he has to go to the farthest one. I don't know which one he was at. I know the second knockdown, okay? The second knockdown, he was not in the neutral corner. I saw him. That's why he made a move. And he didn't supposed to have the same time as the timekeeper if he stopped. Because when the referee starts counting, he takes over. Do you guys understand that? The count, the time clock counter has nothing to do with when the ref had already started counting. That's it. His fans sucked him into their victim mentality, and their world is always someone else's fault. Yeah, Jacqueline is bad. It's bad, and I hated that for him because I think in all that, I think that affected him throughout. Now, maybe it made him train harder, maybe, but I think he didn't supposed to be the weight. And he packed on all that damn weight because he was trying to compete with Tyson Fury's weight. So Tyson Fury still had him right here. I'm going to be 300 pounds. Right? And what did Wilder do? Immediately start. Ah! Ah! That's what he was doing. No shit. Joe Rogan not wrong. Ward not wrong. Lennox Lewis not wrong. Say what you want about me. They all say the same thing. What about the slow count? Man, if the count, trust me, and I'm not saying this just to say this, if the count was slower, because it's all about you talking about the count, you have to be talking about the way he counted. Okay, remember, Wilder went down first. I remember him counting. The guy counts slow like that. Exactly, Low and Grant. He always counts slow. And then the timekeeper stands up and counts. Okay, well, we heard the referee count. We had to hear him count. We heard him count every fucking time. He counted the same way. The only problem is Wilder was too anxious and he went into either a red corner or a blue corner, but it was not a neutral corner. Okay? And then this is what happened. It wasn't a neutral corner, so the ref stopped and he got him in. So he was like, 5! Get over there! Get over there! 5! 6! 7! You know what I'm saying? That's exactly what he did. He stopped so Wilder can get his ass where he needed to be because he was closer to Tyson Fury. Salah Sports TV. Wilder's punch resistance it gets wobbly after just a few shots. Wilder punches harder than Fury. Salah, look, appreciate the love, bro. Hopefully that fight can get made because those are fights that need to happen. You know, people say what they want about Wilder. Wilder is either loved, he's either overprotected, right? Or he loves to be hated. It's only 3. You know what I mean? It's bad, you know, because it's all of them are the extreme. Because people love him like they love to protect him. Now, if you can love Wilder, that means you can look at him. You know what I mean? I support Wilder. Anything that he does, I'm never going, hey, let me get a fire stick to get a Wilder fight. No, I am going to support Deontay Wilder. That's how you do it. You buy his merchandise, you buy his merch, you buy his fights. That's how you support fighters. You don't sit around here and inbox motherfuckers and fights you know you didn't even pay for. You hypocrite sons of bitches. You know what I mean? Like, that's what you don't do. See, I ain't going to be that person. Because I know a lot of people like, hey, Wilder, man, that's my boy. What? You didn't even pay for the fight. You watched the highlights. But see, Salah, check this out. If Whyte beats Wilder, would you really be surprised? To hell with illegal punch and count. The ref checks if the fighter can defend themselves. Fury could. Round 11, Wilder could end up. Wilder would destroy Dillian. See, here's the thing. Wilder wouldn't destroy anybody. And I want people to understand this. Wilder doesn't destroy you. Wilder knocks you out. Do you guys see the difference between that? Wilder knocks you out. He ain't gonna beat you up around that. No, he don't do that. And then even when he does throw combinations, they're mostly illegal blows because he fucking swings wild. And at that point, like, that's what I liked about Russell Moore. I remember it was a segment when they both hit each other behind the head. He separated these motherfuckers. Don't hit behind the head. Don't hit behind the head. He took, because they both did the same shit. They did it the second fight. They both fouled each other. If you think I'm bullshitting, go watch that fight. Just count the times both fighters hit each other behind the head. It was a filing ass free fight. That's what they were doing. Andy C, the windmills of death. Yeah, he will fuck you up. But see, you have to have a referee that knows the difference between illegal punches and knows how to stop. Like, hey, you can't do that. See, sometimes though, like sticklers. I hate sticklers, but sticklers are necessary in referees. You know what I mean? Except when you're in a clinch. You have to let a fighter clinch. You can't, these are not children. These are grown ass men. They want to fight each other. Some they're trying to get out, work themselves out. Boom, boom, boom. They got one hold that leg because he got hit a little too hard. So he wraps that shit up. Bop, he gets wrapped with the other one. You know what I mean? They exchange. Okay, that's different. But at any point, if something happens as far as a foul, a low blow, someone has to say something. Someone has to say something. You know what I mean? And that someone has to be the referee. That referee cannot be the person that kind of does this, right? You like Wilder? He does this. He does this. Kurt, the ref stopping counting when he was told Wilder to go to the neutral counter. Wilder is not a smart fighter like Tyson. Wilder's mistake cost him. It did. Appreciate the love, Majestic TV. It was Wilder's fault. If Wilder would have done what he's supposed to have done, that would have been it. That would have been all she wrote. AJ took too much juice. That's not right, man. That's not right. You know what I mean? Like Wilder, hey, Juice and Jay, come see me, baby. Don't wait, make the date. You guys remember that? Kurt, the first knockdown by Wilder on Fury, could you see AJ, Usyk, or Whyte getting up? I don't know. See, can I see it? I don't have no fucking idea. Why? The Londoner. We have not seen Wilder nor Fury, okay, fight AJ, Usyk, or Whyte. None of them motherfuckers. It's like they are on a whole different planet. Like, believe me, it's the weirdest shit. It's a question that we don't have an answer for because we don't even have a study for. We don't have any way of knowing what those fighters would have done. See, it's hard to say, man, that motherfucker hits hard. Hey, have you got hit by him? No, I ain't never fought him. Hey, have you ever got hit by him, AJ? No, I never fought him. Hey, Dylan Whyte, have you ever fought him? Hey, I never fought him. Usyk, have you ever fought him? I am Phil. You know what I'm saying? So it's like nobody has fought these guys, you know what I mean, to know what they can do. So it's like, where do we really place his punching power if he's never done anything to any of these other guys? These other guys have never tested the power. We hear Tyson Fury talk all the time, but how do we know Tyson Fury's actually legitimate about the punching power? Because he did get caught with those right hands and his ass did get up. But understand this. Don't you understand? I am Phil Anthony Van Wyck. Seriously, don't you guys understand that Tyson Fury is a showman? Tyson Fury promotes himself. Why wouldn't Tyson Fury say Deontay Wilder is the hardest hitting fighter in boxing history? He's the only one that fucking fought him and Ortiz. Okay, Ortiz could vouch for that, but them guys, it's hard to rank their judges, their punch resistance on a guy that never fought. You know, Tyson Fury will be the first one. Yeah, he's the hardest puncher in heavyweight history. There's no doubt about it. Well, okay. You got up from his punch. You know, so did fucking Ortiz. He just didn't get up in time, but damn, he got clocked. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, he knocked out Spilka, but Spilka was a small heavyweight. Let's be real. Cunningham dropped Fury harder than Wilder. Facts. How the fuck we know that? That's how can we tell that at all? Robski. AJ in the Klitschko fight was brutal. Can he recapture that? I don't know. Because another thing you think about AJ, shit, you would think that he would be a guy that would actually not give a shit because he got beaten. Like, he don't care now. You know? Maybe we ask Dominic Breezy. Yeah. Yeah. But you know what I mean? Dominic was a guy with a pretty good chin. You know? But then it's like, let's look at this. Well, Wilder hit Fury in the second fight. So Wilder hit him in the second fight. So it was like, okay, well, what happens then? Brazil got flatlined. Yeah, he was fucked up, didn't he? Victor Bada, counterpunch to you. Nah, there's no argument there. He got his ass lit, dumb bastard. He blocked that fist. He blocked that punch with his face. That was dumb. I'm not scared of you. I'm trouble. No, you got in trouble, motherfucker. You got destroyed. I'm trouble. You know what? Dominic Brazil sounds like RoboCop, don't he? He sounds like RoboCop. Yeah, I think you're garbage. You're trash. You're gonna get trouble. You're in trouble. It's funny, Deontay and them cats, they were laughing. They were laughing, trouble, yeah. Yeah, we gonna donate some money. He gonna need his check for his medical bills. Oh, man. It was funny as hell, though, when you up competition, the KOs dry up. Well, that's true. When you up the competition, and Dominic Brazil was not on the level. He was too slow. He wasn't, like, on that level. Obviously. Why? Because he got hit with a shot that he had no fucking business getting hit by. Wilder came out. Boo! Hey, I love that, though, because look, he was like this on the floor. Look, here he is. Here he is. This is him on the canvas shot. Oh. That shit's funny, man. Talk about how Cunningham beat Fury on the scorecards, Kurt. I don't know, because it's been a long time since I saw that fight. You know what I mean? Talk about that, Kurt. Mike from Boston. Wilder got beat up. A stop twice in a row. Well, I mean, really, the second fight he got knocked out. The Wilder who faced Fury would have put Joshua into a coma. Don't know about that one, because the Wilder I saw was slow. Let's be real. I mean, the Wilder that fought Tyson Fury was a slow dude. Think about how slow he was. That wasn't the same dude we seen doing them combinations with Malik Scott. Femi is a volume puncher. Ha ha ha. What bollocks. Comparing AJ and Fury's fights against Vlad show no understanding of boxing. Fury fought for all for points. AJ fought to KO Vlad. Yeah, he did KO him and he retired him too. Kurt, what you drinking? Water. Water, H2O. I mean, come on, man. You guys ain't seen You don't know what I'm talking about. You guys didn't think Deontay Wilder looked slow in that fight? Wilder is a thin dude. He has no business with fucking 18 pounds of fucking muscle on him. He needs to be about 220 pounds. He came in at 238. That's too big for somebody that is naturally God-gifted strong. It makes no sense to me. Fury's biggest threat would be by Joe Joyce. The guy is slow, but he keeps going like the Energizer Bunny. Now, let me tell you this, Yorkie. Hell with Fury. What about Wilder and Joyce? If you shred them 20 pounds off Wilder, he will be able to knock Joe Joyce's ass out. Why? Because Joe Joyce, he's better at defense than Dominic Breazeale. He's not such a fucking imbecile. But he's slow. And Wilder can catch him. If Wilder can catch Fury, he can catch anybody. Hell. You know that. Yeah, like, here's the thing. Wilder with one punch can drop AJ. But more than likely, if AJ hurts Wilder, his ass is grass. That his ass is fried, refried, cooked. Because what's going to happen, AJ is then going to open up. Like, just like he did Pulev, just like he did Vlad, just like he did a lot of other motherfuckers. Just like he attempted to do the Andy Ruiz. But Andy Ruiz was fucking 4 foot. He was fucking 6 foot tall, a lot shorter than him. You know? All that added weight really slowed Wilder down. He ran out of gas after 2 rounds. I mean, what fight does people think they saw? Oh, what fight would you thought Wilder just looked spectacular and fat? No, he didn't. He looked slow as shit. And I told you guys. I told him, I said, man, I don't like the way Wilder's looking. He's looking fucked up. He's looking slow. Usyk won't be able to beat Fury. Okay, watching now. We'll see. Fury would easily smoke the blunt out of Whyte. This is how even serious. Whyte got knocked out by Povetkin. That has nothing to do with Fury. Would that happen to Tyson? Not to mention Whyte had wars with Chisora equal to Chisora. No, he's not equal to Chisora, obviously. They had a good fight because the way they fought. And I think the way those guys marketed themselves and got under each other's skin, I think that dictated their emotions, and the emotions dictated the way they fought. Those guys fought because they were angry at each other. And Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury fought each other like that because they were angry at each other. Emotions bring emotion. Okay? And kings be drones and cars. He did look like a fucking zombie. He didn't look like we are accustomed to seeing him. Can AJ take a Wilder punch? I don't think so, Kurt. He might not can. I don't, but again, we don't fucking know. You know what I mean? We seen Dr. Steelhammer. Now, Tyson Fury said, because he's been in there with Vlad and Wilder, right? So, okay, he said, Vlad hits hard, but Vlad don't hit like Wilder. But then again, Wilder, I don't think Tyson really got hit flush by Vlad. Like Wilder hit him. You know what I mean? But you have to understand, this is a Tyson Fury that was actually active. You know, before he took his hiatus. You know what I mean? But I mean, do I think Wilder can knock out Anthony? I mean, with one punch? Yeah, I think he could. You know, but based off the motherfucker I saw the other day, yeah, I saw a driven, determined, pissed off individual that was too legit to quit. That's what I saw. But was that the best performance I saw? No, it was far by. Look, the best performance I seen Wilder do or come in at was when he fought Luis Ortiz. He was fast, he was focused, he was sharp, he was precise. He was very accurate with that right, and he had patience, and he waited, and all it took was one time. He caught Luis Ortiz, sweat flew. That motherfucker he fell on his back. It was over with. I ain't seen that Wilder in 2 fucking years. Too long. Over 2 years. Matter of fact, it was in 2019. Over 2 years. Because didn't he fight Ortiz in October? They were angry. They wanted to fight. They wanted to kill each other. You seen Fury. You know what I mean? That motherfucker was mad. He was pissed off. That wasn't no joke. Fury wanted to kick his ass. Wilder wanted to kill him. You had a Mack truck and a choo-choo train and a train. Boom! Right? Actually, like, boom! Shout out to Trevor Bryan, the only American heavyweight champion. Paul Evans. Yeah, I can't argue with you there. Like how Ruiz said he wants let everyone fight. Then he jumped in at the end. Man, dude, don't talk about Andy Ruiz. Where's Andy Ruiz at? When Andy Ruiz gonna fight a motherfucker? I mean, let's be real. When is he going to fight? The 18-wheeler came and went. Wilder showed up. He has dangerous power. AJ has a suspect chin, makes a compelling fight. Now, that's true. All Wilder's opponents were bums apart from King Kong. Well, and Tyson Fury now. Aha. Aha. What do you know, you bastards? Maybe Pharmacy Miller can bring it back to America. Andy Ruiz at McDonald's drive-thru. He probably is right now. Can I have 3 double cheeseburgers? ¿Qué quiere más? Okay. And let me have 4 Big Macs. And let me get some fries with extra salt. ¿Tú quieres sal? Yeah, extra salt. And ¿tú quieres un fresco? Órale. And let me get 6 drinks. Let me get 3 Sprites and a Coca-Cola and a Diet Coke. Do you think Tyson Fury's game plan works on AJ? He better not try that shit with AJ. But then, again, it's an aggressive style. You know, I don't think AJ's good with pressure either, though. Let me get... Let me get 100... Let me get 100 chicken nuggets. They want something at the house. Crazy. Fury smokes AJ. AJ, he crumbles. You know, I don't know because see, Fury ain't gonna do all that Matrix shit like Usyk. You know, but here's the thing. It would be something good to see because if Fury comes at AJ like he did, and AJ crumbles, that motherfucker's finished. He's done. That means he can't take pressure. That means he needs to get the hell out of here. He needs to go home. Because you're not gonna. No, I don't think that'll be the case. And styles make fights. The only reason we're talking this shit is because Tyson Fury beat the shit out of Wilder. What have we seen that we hadn't seen in 2020? Besides the change of the Delta variant of coronavirus. Right? And 4 extra rounds. Blue Fury doesn't crack easy. Fury's mental state is fine, boxing-wise. I mean, you know, here's the thing. It's a difference getting hit by someone that pins on one punch knockout power versus a person that has multiple weapons. What's next for Frank Sanchez? Oh, Orestes. I don't know, man. You know, Efe's trying to get a rematch. He's trying to get a rematch with Frank, the Cuban Flash. In my opinion, he better sit down somewhere. You know, like he's trying to do that Anthony Joshua shit. I think he's making a huge mistake. I don't think that he can beat Frank Sanchez unless he knocks Frank out. Based on the skills that I saw, he looks like a fucking Wilder. He looks like Wilder 99. Tyson Fury, the game, always leaves him waiting by suggesting he may retire. Gypsy ways, my friend. David Higgins. I hope so. Effie threw nothing. Effie couldn't throw nothing. He didn't know where to throw. Canelo beats Roman Gonzalez. Oh, okay. Mr. Talk man to you. That's what's wrong with Dave Chappelle. He's a one-trick pony with racial jokes. He was funny back on Chappelle's show. Now he's just boring. I don't know. I don't know about that one. Because a whole bunch of people would disagree with you there, bro. For fuck's sake. COVID is just found out today. The big hospitals in Edinburgh has had no deaths from COVID from the start. So what the fuck is it? Man, don't get me to talk about COVID. I had it, Now I had it. I ate it. It took a while to digest. Now it's a part of me. Oh, man, you're boxing. Kudos to you. Watching now. Kind of punch to you. You just look. Free about talking about boxing is having no favorites. Everyone's going to get it sooner or later. It's just people won't get beat from the people you think is going to beat them. That's why I don't overlook fights with Tyson Fury. That's why I don't put Tyson Fury on a pedestal. Why? Because Tyson Fury ain't fought nobody. He's in the same boat as fucking Wilder. They ain't fought anyone. Okay? Exactly, JP. You better tell that to your boy. Kurt, do you think the Fury is an all-time great? Chat is feasible in this moment of time. No. You can't be an all-time great now. What are you talking about? You only beat Wilder. Nothing happened different that it didn't happen last year. He didn't fight anyone else but Wilder. Okay, this is my question. Why are we talking about Tyson Fury being an all-time great just because Joshua lost? What does Joshua have losing from him? Now all of a sudden, he's elevated to all-time great. Think again, man. Come on. But that don't mean he's an all-time great. What did Wilder tell Fury? I've defended my title 10 times. What can you say? That remains a true statement. Yeah, he beat him. He could counter with that. But if he beat Whyte and then he beat someone like Ruiz, then Joyce, then you're on to something. Then he's defending that title that he won. So he's saying, I'm the current WBC. Kurt, why was Don King hated in boxing? Because he was fucking over people. That's why. Shit, he was fucking people off. Do you think Tyson and David Hay ever get it on? No. Unless Tyson gets beat the last 3 times and he'll go back and fight in England. 10 times against nobody is the paper champ. Well, he knocked him out, though. He had the belt, how did he get the belt? Oh, that's right. He fought nobody to get it, but he did fight him. Oh, you had COVID. I know you were sick once around late 2000. I guess. No, about 2 months ago, 3 months ago. Mike Blue, he will never be an all-time great. Now, I'm not going to say that either. Yeah, Don King was funny to watch, but he was crooked as shit. All in America, baby. Don, you told me 20 million. It's only 2. 20's the gross, 2's the net. We had to take care of fees, baby. Yeah, I'm watching it. Yes, of course. Feed the Bear, I'm watching Porter and Bud fight. Absolutely. You damn right. Mad slow, Wilder best weight is 215, 220. Fin zone, absolutely. I don't know who's the number one. I don't know who's the number one right now. I can tell you like pound for pound, but I couldn't tell you who's number one. That remains to be seen. See, even now, you got 2 champs. Now, was the fight more exciting the last weekend? Yeah, it was. The shit was hell of exciting. People grown start comparing Tyson Fury to Muhammad Ali. Yeah, I mean, they already doing that. Shit, I'd rather compare him to Ali than Wilder. Give a fuck about what color he is because the things that he's doing, he was out of the ring, he ain't lost. But see, Ali had lost by that time, even when he came back. He took the L when he came back into the sport when he was allowed to fight. Exactly, Chigwell. Exactly. We're on the same wavelength here. Who has he fought? Actually, the heavyweight is slim right now, but in about 3 or 4 years, it will be better. I don't know. We'll see who does what. We'll see who was who. Who would you rather watch, Fury or Usyk? I don't know. I like both of them. People compare Fury to Ali because of their styles, personality. I agree. Fury has only fought one B level fighter since coming back. Chisora has a better resume. Well, Chisora's fought everyone, He's fought Fury. He's fought Whyte twice. He's fought Parker. He's fought Tackham. Dang, he fought Tyson Fury twice too, didn't he? Crawford will make Porter look washed up. Well, if Crawford does that, he'll be number one again. Or if he's not in number one, you know what I mean? Only Canelo fights everyone and avoids no one. I doubt that. Coming from a guy that doesn't fight Mexican fighters. There's a lot of them. So I don't know about that noise. Fury don't want the smoke with Usyk. He knows it's real. Well, I think he knows that he would rather want AJ to win for two reasons. For one, it's way more money. For two, I think all British fighters have this deep inner respect, like this respect that they really don't. It don't come out until they fight other fighters. You know what I mean? I think they have that genuine and respect for each other. They want to secretly see each other win. I think it's a national thing. Tribal. Usyk and Ali have the same birthday, and Usyk was the first to win an Ali trophy. Yeah, that's a trip. Canelo is the ultimate cherry picker. I mean, he's fighting better guys. I just think Canelo is a guy that once you fight Floyd, bro, you're never the same. Once you fight Floyd, you are never the same. Floyd, Canelo's going to be a fighter. He's going to be a champ again. He's going to be the next superstar. He just wasn't a better man tonight. He was a good competitor. And once you fight him, look at Cotto. Cotto turned into a super diva when he fought Floyd. Canelo turned into a super diva when he fought Floyd. Floyd will ruin your lives. Don't fight Floyd. Floyd and my son have the same birthday. Mine is the 8th days before. Tension still the same. Who do you think is more skilled around boxer, Canelo or Usyk? Oh no, because Canelo's a tricky bastard, ain't he? It's pretty good. That's a good question. That's a very good question. I don't know. Because Usyk, I haven't seen anyone like Usyk probably since Loma. It's just Usyk, he's unique because he's a lot bigger than Loma. So, it's good to see Usyk. It's refreshing to see Usyk. Why? Because it's like, look. Imagine Loma being a heavyweight. That's the best that we're going to see. Papa Loma is the real deal, bro. Now I hear people, oh man, for them good for white dude, they're fucking awesome over there. I give people props. I love to see people excel and be really good at certain things where they can go somewhere and beat other fighters and then come back to their small, quaint place and be humble and realize, look, I did this, but I'm home now. I'm no different than anybody else. This is what it is. Usyk is overrated. Okay. All right. Well, we'll see how overrated he is. Usyk is very refreshing to the current division. It is. I'm glad that he's there. I don't want to see Wilder versus Whyte. I don't think Whyte will beat Fury, but he would tear a new hole in Wilder. Get this. Whyte might beat Fury. Now, listen to me. Whyte might kick Fury's ass and then get knocked out by Wilder. Boxing is that way, people. And you guys, look, you listen to what I'm saying. When the shit happens, you're like, what the fuck, mate? And you're going to find out, damn, he was right. Whyte might go in there and fucking, man, fuck Whyte, wow, Fury, all of them guys. He might go in there and fuck Fury up. He's fought him. He knows Fury. He knows that stutter stuff. He knows Fury. You know how you attack Fury. That's how you do it. And Usyk is feel. He is very feel. Man, you don't know what'll happen in that situation. You do not know. You know what I mean? Fury might get beat by Whyte and everybody like, oh, fuck. Yeah. And then I'm going to tell you, I told y'all, it's a sport that I love that I hate so much. Okay? Because you don't know boxing. Boxing is weird like that. You think, oh, once you start believing in a fighter, this is what happens. It's going to happen to everybody. Once you start believing in a fighter, this shit will go down. It will happen that way. Right? Kurt mentioned Whyte fought Fury. He sparred Fury. He's supposed to drop Fury 2 or 3 times and sparred. Has Fury ever said that didn't happen? Hello? AJ was that bad that it made Usyk look that great. Well, see, St. Don. That you keep thinking that shit until Whyte goes in, and then who beat Whyte? Joshua. So, okay, Joshua's terrible. Okay. Well, if Fury fights Whyte, that's if Whyte don't get fucked up by Otto Filene, right? But if he does get past Otto Filene, and he does go in there and he does a number, I mean a number on Tyson Fury, please don't be surprised. And get this. At that point, in time, watch Eddie Hearn change gears. He's brilliant. I knew a Whyte always had it. He's brilliant, mate. I mean, you know, it is what it is. It's different fighters. You're going to have a different result, and you can't base that on their previous fights. Styles makes Whites. See what he does with Otto. Yeah. I mean, I want to see. I mean, he's supposed to look good and all this. I want to see what Dillian Whyte looks like. Because if he comes in fat as fuck against Otto, he's going back on the redemption list. That's why he got on there. His ass was fat. Boxing Talk 101. Malik Scott gives Fury very high praise. He also stated that Wilder wants another crack at Fury if possible. Yeah, I heard that. I heard that. Well, Wilder's going to have to fight for it. He's going to have to fight for it. He's going to have to show, hey, get an Andy Ruiz fight, knock out Ruiz. That would, see, if he could get a Ruiz fight, I don't think Ruiz will fight him, but if he could get a fight with Ruiz, you know, you throw Ruiz a couple M's, give him a guaranteed 1.5 or 2, and then guarantee him a pay-per-view upside, he would probably get in the ring with Wilder. But the last time we checked, this motherfucker didn't want to fight him. He didn't even want to fight. I don't know about Wilder. I'm not ready. Dude, who the fuck are you ready for? God damn. Who are you ready to fight? If there's a 4th fight, you're going to see a 4th fight, Lady Shan. Hang on. Chill out. Take it easy. If Eileen wins with Whyte, you will see him then fighting Fury again. I don't know. I have no idea. You know, that would definitely earn the spot, but, you know, Tyson Fury probably wouldn't be interested. Usyk versus Anderson would be good, but I don't think Anderson's ready. I bet you Anderson thinks he's ready, but I don't think he's ready for a fight like that. But then again, hey, if he has the opportunity, he may just take it. You could have a situation where Usyk beats AJ, AJ beats Fury, Fury beats Usyk, a replay of Foreman, Ali, and Frazier. Yeah. Why do you think there was a Foreman, Frazier, and Ali situation? Because, okay, we know George Foreman destroyed Frazier. We know Frazier beat Ali the first time. We know Ali beat Foreman. You know, dude, those triangle shits don't work. Usyk versus Dillian be a good fight. That would be a good fight because, you know, Dillian already said he would just beat him up. It would be interesting because Dillian wouldn't give him no fucking respect. He'd probably be pushing him, looking him all in his eyes and shit. You know, Dillian's kind of a he's kind of a bad boy. He is a bad boy. He's the body snatcher. AJ is in LA right now. Well, he's probably looking elsewhere. You better go see Freddie. It's boxing. 2 + 2 might equal 5. Khan, you are absolutely right. Boxing math never adds up. You're absolutely right. Damn, that's a good one. AJ need Jesus. He need to hang around his sister then. You know what I mean? She'll get his ass real straight, real quick. Just hang around her a week. I see Wilder maybe fighting Usyk. That would be a good one too. I love all these fights. All these fights are good. Talk about AJ in American, Kurt. Okay, what about it? He's been here before. He needs to fight here again. Has AJ had lost the eye of the tiger? Maybe. He might has. Ruiz only mentions fighting Joshua. No one else. I don't know what's wrong with that dude. Hey, facts. Facts. If Terrence Crawford is serious and really does move up to challenge Canelo after he's done at welterweight, who you got? Canelo and Terrence? Well, it would have to be a fair weight. It has to be a fair catch weight. Because what happens is if he goes and like Canelo's at 168, where the fuck would they fight at? 159? Okay, he's at 147. 147 to 160, that's 13 pounds. Well, 168, okay, 168 to 60, that's 8. They would have to meet at like 157 or some shit like that for it to actually be even. Because, you know, you can't expect Terrence Crawford to go away to fucking 160 fucking with a Canelo. You know what I mean? That ain't cool. I mean, how would that be fair? Yeah, he does like them dogs, don't he? He say he travels with those dogs. AJ would do well with Lennox or Sugar Hill or those aggressive style type trainers. Well, Lennox, yeah, I think if he squashed the beef with Lennox, I think that would be awesome. I think that would be, you know, it would be like Deontay Wilder making up with Mark Breland to me. You know what I mean? Because Lennox Lewis has and knows what it takes for AJ to win. It don't matter who he gets. He has Loma's dad. Then hungry Joshua would beat Usyk. What trainer should AJ get, Kurt? Teddy Atlas. Slap him around and shit. Do you want me to fight for you? Do you want me to fight for you? I'll sit on the stool. AJ doesn't respect Lennox as a man. He says he's a clown, dude. Fucking payaso. But he does need somebody that's not going to smile in his face, that's not going to go, like, try to give him an easy. No, he wants him ready, gritty. We're firemen. We're firemen. Joshua ain't hungry, and yes, Teddy Atlas. That would be good. That would be really good. Fuck your money, fuck all your clothes, fuck your Range Rover. You're coming here to fight. You're coming here to learn. I'll teach you. I'll see how you do it. If you don't do it, get the fuck out. Go back to the UK. AJ. Bars. Bars. Funny when AJ lost after coming out to Rocky. Fuck. There's no easy way out. It sure ain't, buddy. Andy is probably chasing Joshua in the USA now, trying to get the fight. AJ, you have to leave Usyk. I'll fight Usyk. I'll fight him, and if I can beat him, can I fight you for $7 million? Talk to Eddie, please. He probably trying to hit him up on Instagram. I never understand trainers lying to fighters, telling them they are winning and they are clearly losing. Bluesy won. I don't know. I have no idea why people would do that. Why Rob McCracken and he deceived AJ. He should fucking be gone. I tried to give him the benefit of the doubt, but dude, no. Brilliant AJ. I asked a friend of mine. Look, this is some funny shit. I asked Bruce Vane, right? I said, man, do you think Rob McGrath can be drunk? He said, yeah, cat piss drunk. He be, yeah, he be fucking cat piss drunk. He be drunk as shit, bro. You ever seen him? His fucking eyes are all droopy, like he's just drunk as a fucking, like, what is he? Cat piss drunk. I think I heard that one time. Kurt, do you think everyone will use Fury's game plan against Wilder? They got to know how to execute it. Because Wilder will knock your fucking head off. You know that, right? He will knock your head off. He won't play. He will, you try that herky-jerky shit and Wilder, boom! It's plastered. Okay. Kurt, that wasn't Rob saying brilliant. That was Joby Clayton. Okay, well, fuck. In that case, Rob should have told Joby to shut the fuck up. Counterpunch. After seeing Wilder battle it out like that with Fury, it's hard to imagine him not being highly competitive with every top heavyweight, especially when he has the power equalizer. Well, I hear you. Come on, dude, Josh Taylor. Come on, let's see your Scott. I can't do that. I don't have a Scottish accent. It ain't in me. Did you see McCracken post-fight interview? No emotion, no insight. No, he didn't. He just was like, fuck it. He's going to fight again. He knows what he did wrong. That's it. I'm like, damn, Rob, can we get a rise out of you, mother? Like, what's the deal, dude? Smells like OTR. That the hit Fury took the other fight, the other fighters would have been fooled. Wilder's still dangerous. Get me home. AJ spanked. Great. AJ getting spanked. Great boxing, AJ. Brilliant boxing, AJ. I mean, what directions were they even the fans know? AJ was getting his head boxed off. He was. Many champions had equalizers. Rocky Marciano was relying on KO punch to beat 40-year-old opponents. Yeah. And see, here's the thing. If Rocky Marciano would have fought in the 60s, he would have been destroyed. Look, Igor Johansson would have beat him. Pretty boy Floyd Patterson would have beat him. Sonny Liston would have probably killed him. Ali would have cut him up to non-repair. He wouldn't have been shit in the 60s. He should Lady Shan, he should fire his whole team. The fucking Lions! All of them! Lions, AJ! Lions! Shout out to Lady Shan, man. They're all fucking liars, AJ! You're my spokesman, number one! You're a fucking liar! I'll tell you, you're losing, love. You're losing it. Oh, man. That's some funny shit, man. Lions! Wilder would destroy Marciano. Oh man. I can see Lady Shan hollering at AJ. She's been married to AJ and shit. Expresso! Duck! Duck! Lady's like, fuck. Shut the fuck up. Duck, AJ! I love you! Doc! Man, that would have been hilarious, dude. My espresso! Fuck, he's getting battered! Fucking Husse's mad! It's funny. He can't hurt you, baby! Some other person said, yeah, he can! What fight are you looking at? Oh, no, just water, man. It's just some funny shit. AJ, put on the head guard, AJ. It's legal. Can't do it. You sound like Rocky. I can't do it. I was thinking that might spur water on. Yeah, you imagine Lady Shan fucking with AJ, married to AJ and shit. She's talking mad shit like in the first, second row. And then you're like, then it's like, yeah, I have. Then it's like he's fighting Wilder. Wilder, you're a fucking wanker! You shit house! Get him, baby! He ran from you 3 fucking years! Fury's loaded head guard. Yeah. Man, you guys have been fun, man. You know what? Damn, I gotta run. But dude, this has been a great live stream. Hopefully we can do one maybe tomorrow or Monday, definitely. But I think Whyte and Wilder, Wilder's had his shot. So it's only right for Whyte to get his opportunity to fight Fury. So while that's happening, I think that shouldn't be a fight that Tyson Fury overlooks. And if he does, he's a bastard because he should fight Dillian Whyte. Bars. Anyway, guys, you guys have a good one. Be safe. Good night. Good morning to you all. Is it night already? What time is it? Yeah, it's early in the night, early in the morning for you guys. But everybody has been counterpunched. You guys have a great day. God bless you. Peace.